First of all, James, I must ask you, we'll get on to the game tomorrow, but you're being linked with the Queen's Park Rangers manager's job, which is going to be vacant when Mark Warburton leaves. What do you make of that?
Speculation. It shows, I think, where we're at and what we're trying to do and what we're trying to develop here. That it brings a bit of attention to it, but there's nothing really for me to talk about with regards to it. I'm in a job. I want to finish this season strong. I want to finish on 72 points, which is I want to get our home form back on track, and that's my focus really. Is Newport County.
So the club haven't heard anything from them. There's been no approach, as far as you know.
No, not as far as I know.
Were you flattered to read yourself? I mean, the bookies are sometimes spot on these things, and you were a hot favourite.
Like I said, I'm just concentrating on my job at Newport that I'm passionate about and I'm focused on, and I'll continue to do that. And we just focus on the game tomorrow.
And beyond that as well. I mean, obviously,
it's because the planning that's in place. 99% of pre-season's done. We're just waiting on confirming one or two things. We're ahead of the game on that from where we've been in the past, which is pleasing. With regards to pitches, facilities, working with our key stakeholders to getting that right. With regards to recruitment, it's we're on track for that. It's obviously difficult because of the four teams coming down and then potentially the teams coming up. That what we're competing with is a lot more challenging than what we had this year, probably with the teams that are in this division. So it's going to be a tough period in workload, but I'm confident that we can recruit what we need to do.
And you want to finish in front of home fans as well. It's important to finish with a flourish, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. And I want to. Like I said to you, and I might get criticised for it previously, is that I've been relatively happy with elements of the performance. It's just putting 95 minutes of games together. That's what we've got to try and do. And there's elements of our games that in certain stages we've got to become better at. And that's my opportunity to work on that in pre-season with the players and my staff. And I'm excited for it. And I know what we're capable of. I know how we can work with the players within the framework that we got. So I'm excited for the future.
How much of a changeover, a change around in personnel do you think you're going to need this summer?
I think we got 12 players in contract, so I'm probably looking at I want to have 22 senior players is my aim. So you're almost got competition for each position. So that's my aim to get that, and then it filters that then with filters. What's the right word? It then the extra bits then are the development lads, your Harrisons, your Jacks, etc., etc. So that's it's Tramleys, your Jordy West, your Evan Ovendales or Average here, Ryan Hilliers, etc., etc. Louis Alls, who's here at the minute. So it's working with those lads to see what we potentially got.
And you're talking to Kevin Allison about potential coaching role.
Yeah, I think me and Kev got to have a chat, and I said this to Chris the other day, is that we still got to have that. We're having that today. So it's how that looks and what that looks, and we've got a chat about what Kev's future looks like, and that's between me and him at the minute, and I think that's the right way to do that.
Have you made up your mind on those players who are out of contract, and when will you be sort of doing a retain list?
I'll be speaking to the players Monday, Tuesday, so I'll be informing them then.
Okay. And as for tomorrow, any changes in personnel? Have you got anybody available that wasn't?
No, so Mickey's still not available, unfortunately. So which is a real shame. Courtney Baker Richardson struggling a little bit with a neural awareness in his glutes. So that's something that we might have to protect him with. So he might not be available. Ryan Haynes also came off, so he might not be available from the game. So that's football, because you look at it, they did work their socks off on Monday, to be fair to them. So I have to bear that in mind tomorrow for selection.
Cameron Norman's been linked with other clubs as well. What are your thoughts on that?
It doesn't surprise me because I think Cameron's doing well. I think like all the players, I think they progressed since Bristol Rovers away, since that first game. I think they developed really well under what we're trying to do here, and it doesn't surprise me, Cameron. And we've had a good conversation, and we've got to try and keep moving forward for the future and keep developing him like we are.
So he doesn't want to go anywhere?
Well, no. As far as I'm aware, Cameron's contract is Newport County.
And you're not under any pressure if there was a bid for him?
No. And to be fair, it's like the chairman has said to me, Gavin said, we're not necessarily a selling club where we've got to sell at every moment. If ridiculous offers comes in for millions of pounds, it's a totally different ball game. But for us is that we want to keep our best players. So that's how I see it. So we'll continue to do that.
And just on the loanees, looks like Finn Azaz, they'll all have to go back. Are you hoping to get any of them back? And if the ones who are going, how would you sum up their contribution?
I think they've all been terrific. And I even, the six of them. So you go Ollie, Finn, Jake, Streety, Paskey, Timmy. They've all contributed both on and off the field in different ways. And all of them are really, really good lads. Really credit to their football clubs in what they've been. And I love to keep them, but I think that it's part of their progression now. Is their next stage might be to move on elsewhere, but you never know. You never know. It could be late in the window when we start back that we might end up with one or two of them back. I don't know, but in fairness to Darren, he's in continuous dialogue with those football clubs.
Yeah. And your message to the fans on the last day, obviously you'd love to see them turn up in numbers and reward them.
Yeah, I hope so. And I think we're just going to try and do what we've done and try our best. And that's what we try to do. And we're working our hardest every single day to try and be the best we can possibly be. And hopefully we can put a performance on again that they're proud of and finish the season on a high and try to finish on 72 points.
Cheers, James. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Morning, James.
Morning, mate. You all right?
Yeah, all good, all good. On Cameron, there's not been a bid yet.
There's been a bid. We've turned that down. And Cameron wants to be part of this football club moving forward. Like I said, unless it's something ridiculous from somewhere, then it's not a topic for conversation for me and Cameron. And Cameron's fully committed to what we're trying to do here. And me and Cameron get on extremely well. And he potentially will play 45, 46 league games this year, starts if you like. So that's really pleasing for me as well.
He's been key throughout the whole season, but even before your time, he's really
he has. And I think like since Carl's come in as well, because obviously when Carl's played at fullback position, I think Carl's helped him a lot in the analysis work that he does with him individually. Him, Ryan, and Aaron, they do a lot of work around their individual clips, their individual game, and obviously Carl's played at a very high level, obviously through injury at the start, but from that coaching point of view, he's helped him. And like the other lads, when Jared works with players individually and when Jim does as well, it adds value to what we're doing. And it's a real important part to what we've tried to do here is, first of all, develop the individual, and it shows how well we're doing that we get bidding, but then that ultimately then develops the team. And that's what we've got to try and keep doing.
Manager, you're learning as well that you never know. It goes all the way till August, doesn't it? You just don't know in football.
You don't know, and that's one thing that I've got to learn quickly is that I can't control certain things. I can't control what gets said and what gets mentioned. It's my job then is to kind of, and I mean this respect, is not ignore the noise if you like, and just focus on the job at hand and what we're trying to do.
On your personal front, is it a case you're obviously an ambitious manager? But you've got to be patient as well. Is that fair to say? When you get sort of linked with these jobs, you're in to be a manager for a long time rather than I
back my ability. I back what I do. I think you know me well enough that I'm very humble enough when I come on these press conferences. It's never about me. It's always about the team. It's always about my staff. It's always about the football club. It's always about the collective, and that's me as a leader of this football club is what I try to do. And my passion first and foremost is coaching and managing. And ultimately, I want to be the best I can be. And wherever that might take me. But again, I want to take Newport County to places as well. I wanted to take Newport County up this year. And in my eyes, I haven't. I wish I had. But I've got another opportunity to do it. So until I'm told otherwise, so whether that be good or bad. So it's kind of like I'm ambitious like everyone else is in this world. And my focus is I've got a meeting to deliver to the players on our game plan for tomorrow. Then I've got to go on the grass and go and deliver those points to the players and make everybody feel loved and welcomed and happy. And we go and get 3 points tomorrow. That's my aim.
Trust your processes.
Exactly. I keep doing
it. You say 12 play. I've got 11 under contract, so you're already beavering away.
Have you got Joe Day, Nick Townsend, Matt Dolan, Mickey Demetriou, Scott Bennett, James Clark, Aaron Lewis, Cameron Norman, Priestley, Lewis Collins, Robbie Wilmot, James Waite? How many's that? I
don't think you've not revealed anyone. If
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Oh, there we are. Maybe my counting probably off. Could have thrown Dom Telford in there.
Well, yeah, that's another one. Maybe we can hopefully talk about again.
Yeah. In terms of people talk about momentum between seasons, doesn't really quite work like that. But it'd be nice to end this sticky home patch before.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree. It's something that's in the back of my mind. It's something that was in the back of my mind. Well, not back of my mind, front of my mind on Monday. There's no point being bearing the bush with it. Port Vale was an important game for me and for the team, because when we spoke as a group is that I didn't want to let the 5 games that we didn't have success in that 7-game period define our season, if you like, which in some ways it has, but in the overall season, I don't want to, and then like the last 2 define us, because that's not the case, because our performances over the period of time have been excellent at times, and other times they haven't, in certain elements of it. I'm fully aware of that, but I want to finish the season on a high, for the players, for me, for the staff at the football club, for Gavin and the board, for Nigel, for Darren, for everybody here, for everybody, to make sure that we finish strong. And most importantly, the supporters. I want them to know what we're capable of, and we've got to then show that next year. Finding
that from Rochdale, what they sort of, it was an odd game in an odd time when you went there. It was in the middle of COVID.
When I watched it back, Chris, again, because I watched that game back again the other day, and you forget that we had the whole COVID outbreak during that time. I forgot about that until I watched it back when I'm looking at the bench and I'm going at the team, and we hadn't trained properly. And that's not making excuses. In that game, we played 3-5-2. Then we changed to 4-box-2 in that game. That's the first time we really did it, when Matty stepped through into midfield, and it was then we had the penalty shout, which wasn't a penalty, which then made it 2-0, and it's kind of that 3-0. That was the biggest defeat that I've had, I think, since I've been here. So we'll prepare to eradicate those errors and strengths of Rochdale that they demonstrated last time. So we've got to make sure we do that.
Good stuff. Thanks as usual. And see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.